U.S. Open. Presented by TaylorMade.
Okay, Phil Mickelson, welcome back to Torrey Pines, 13th, and he's been here so many times. This is kind of the breakdown of his breakdown. Frank, you're back.
Thank you very much. It's actually not nice to come back to this. And I've got to say, at times, Phil is mesmerized by his own talent. He has so many different options to play that sometimes he defaults to the most difficult one. I know he has a 64-degree sand on in the bag, but you got to think, with such a dangerous front hole location, it probably isn't the time. Hindsight's 20/20 to try and hit repeatedly the most difficult shot from that position.
This is perplexing because Phil Mickelson, obviously, Mark Rolfing reported on our Tuesday night show about how extensively Phil Mickelson was practicing on and around this green, hitting numerous shots. He's missing his yardages here, Mark, by 10 yards, not by just a foot or two, but he needs to fly this ball well past the hole. That's clear and that's obvious, and that's what makes this so inexplicable.
You know, I think the U.S. Open is all about attitude. And in Phil's case, he didn't like the new tee, said it was terrible, waste of money. Now, they didn't play that tee today, but still, his reasoning was he didn't like the layup to this position right here. Okay, why don't you lay up to some other place then?
That's actually an excellent point, yeah. This is such a tricky yardage. We saw even Tiger Woods on day one from 56 yards, earmail it straight over the back of the green. That's actually an excellent point. Why not, Dave Peltz likes to lay it up to a full yardage. Why not lay it up to some 80 yards?
Well, just short of this green and just short of every one of these greens, the grass is a completely different type of grass. It's Bermuda. They cut all those out in an effort to allow the players to run it up. It's cut very thin. I don't know if that explains it, but it is peculiar to any golf course.
So we saw the third shot, the fourth shot, the fifth shot, the tap in for a 9 is the way he walked off that green. Highest holes scores in majors for Mickelson. Made an 8 at Pinehurst in 05. This one today, I don't know what else you can say. I mean, in a way, as I sat there today, I don't think you can possibly look. We root for the stories. Oftentimes, everybody roots for certain players, but you root for the stories. This was a good story. Phil Mickelson coming in, this was a good story. Today was really sad to watch that happen to a potentially great story of having him in the mix.
Look, nobody is immune from tragedy at a U.S. Open. Tiger Woods has made a number of double bogeys this week, and very likely he could stumble again tomorrow. We see this time and time again. Phil Mickelson not on top of his game, and whether or not you buy into the fact that he needed driver or not, he wasn't driving the ball well the first day, the second day, or the third day. He hasn't hit more than 6 fairways any day, so obviously he's not swinging the club well. And, like I said, I mean, tragedy looms on every corner at a U.S. Open, Frank. You know that as well as anybody.
I think you've got to throw in the equation, too, the fact of playing at home. I think that factors into some mark. Some of those decisions that we all make. I think sometimes when you play in front of your own people, you geared up. Phil really wanted to play well in front of his home crowd. He's one of the greatest players of all time. He will go down that way. 34 wins. We know his talent, but you've got to question the decision-making, I think, because he was playing at home.
Well, par is a good score on any hole at a U.S. Open. If he makes 5 there instead of 9, I still think he has a chance to win.
Yeah.
More to come as we continue from Torrey Pines. His chances are certainly gone, or so it appears, unless something really crazy happens. Tiger Woods is the man at the